Hey Flosstube, this is Veronica with Night Stitch, and today I have my May 2025 summary. So today is June 2nd, 2025, and I'm recording the video where I show you everything I stitched in May. The first thing I have is Figgy Pud Jumper. Figgy Pud Jumper is out of the Just Cross Stitch Christmas magazine 2024. And it's this thing right here. It's designed by Carolyn Selden of Haystack Stitching. I'm doing it on Artiste by 18 Count Ada by Artiste. It's a fabric from Hobby Lobby, and it's just white. I needed something stiff for the ornament, so Ada was stiff enough for me. It said it wanted perforated paper, but I didn't really have a place to get it. I didn't really feel like ordering it online, and I didn't feel like driving to Michael's, so Ada it is. So that's what I have. It's very, very small. I probably could have started it up higher because it's what I have now. Right here is the top of it. So that's okay though. Just trying to see if I'm still in the frame. This is 57 high by 76 wide. It has 4,332 stitches total. In May, I worked on it for 3 days. I started it on May 1st, 2025 for Stitch Mania. And I worked on it for 3 days and I put in 522 stitches. So now it has 12.05%. and it's 3,810 stitches left. Next is Patrick Bateman. I am using this as the temperature stitching because it's a full coverage. I'm using Water Sapphire by Zweigart. I got it off 123 Stitch. And it's 25 count, and I'm doing this 2/1 full cross. This pattern is 226 high by 198 wide. It is 44,748 stitches total. In May, I worked on it for 3 days. I put in 253 stitches. So now it has 1,830 stitches in it. It's at 4.09% and it has 42,918 stitches left. This next pattern is Christmas Advent Calendar Day 12 by Doreen Jones. I'm doing it on Frosty Mint 32 count Lugana. This is a finish and a start in the month of May. So 44 high by 25 wide, it has 1,220 stitches total. I started it on May 2nd, 2025. I finished it on May 25th, 2025. I worked on it for 5 days and I put in 1,220 stitches. This pattern is Laundry Day by Spruce Craft Co. I did it on French Roast by Fabralicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And this was a finish in May. This is 70 high by 70 wide. It has 719 stitches in it. I started it on March 10th, 2025, and I worked on it for 1 day in May, and I put in 513 stitches. So it has 719 stitches in it total. I did it 2/2, and I used DMC, and I changed the letters to DMC 995 and 996 instead of 310. And then I alternated every word. Next is Lighthouse, which is by Jan Lynn. I'm using Pressed Petals by Fibrolicious. It's 32 count Lugana. This pattern is 52 high by 55 wide. It's 2,860 stitches total. I worked on it for one day in May. I put in 200 stitches, so now it has 607 stitches. It's at 21.22% and it has 2,253 stitches left. This next pattern is out of the Cross Stitch Crazy magazine. And it's these blackwork kites. Blackwork bookmarks. One is a kite and one is a hot air balloon. They're designed by Leslie Tier, and I'm going to show you both of them. Because I'm doing them on the same fabric, that's why I'm showing you both of them together. This is 28 count Lugana, it's white. And first I have Blackwork Kite. It's 78 high by 31 wide. It has 2,418 stitches. I started it on May 5th, 2025 for Stitch Mania. I worked on it for 2 days and I put in 205 stitches. So it's at 8.48% and it has 2,213 stitches left. This one is Blackwork Hot Air Balloons. It's also 78 high by 31 wide. It has 2,418 stitches. I started this one on May 22nd, 2025. Also for Stitch Mania. I worked on it for 2 days and I put in 271 stitches. So now it has 11.21% done and it has 2,147 stitches left. Next I have Christmas Advent Calendar Day 13 by Doreen Jones. I put it on This Is My Jam fabric by Fibrolicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. And this was also a finish and a start in May. So I used one of the quadrants of the fabric. This is 44 high by 25 wide. It has 1,102 stitches in it. I started it on May 6, 2025. I finished it on May 23rd, 2025. I worked on it for 5 days and I put in 1,102 stitches in May, which is also the amount of stitches it has because it's finished. So I made some changes to it. I changed the house to blue. I changed the red up here to some kind of Moselle not fabric, floss. And there's some lines in the snow globe here. I made those DMC Diamond Gold, and then I put some white Krynic on the roof of the house. Next I have Gryffindor Crest, which is by Little Mojo, and it's on Lord Libidin's website, and it's actually called Epic Gryffindor Crest. And I'm doing it on Storm Chaser by Fibrolicious. It's 32 count Lugana. This was Whip Go for May, and I finished my goal, which was to put 1,000 stitches in it. I worked in the top mostly, so I filled in a lot of this side, and then I came down and did this red here. Well, and then I added like this black down here. I just kept going down after filling in. So this pattern is 239 high by 187 wide. It has 44,693 stitches. I worked on it for 4 days in May. I put in 1,000 stitches, which completed my whip go goal. It has 17,334 stitches in it right now. It's at 38.78%, and it's got 27,359 stitches left. Next is Town Square. This is a Mill Hill kit, and I'm using the perforated paper. So this is 72 high by 72 wide. It has 5,184 stitches total. I worked on it for 2 days in May, and I put in 173 stitches. So now it has 261 stitches in it, and it's at 5.03%, and it has 4,923 stitches left. Next I have Cozy Cafe by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And I'm using April Showers by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. And I have this. So it's 130 high by 168 wide. It has 21,840 stitches total. I worked on it for 1 day in May, and I put in 113 stitches, so it has 1,074 stitches in it right now. It's at 4.92%, and it's got 20,766 stitches left. Next I have a pattern out of the World of Cross Stitching, and it's this car here. Using Naiad by Under the Sea Fabrics. It's 32 count Lugana. I've written on the card around the borders. So this is what I have. It's 40 high by 50 wide. It has 2,000 stitches in it total. It started on May 9th, 2025 for Stitch Mania. I worked on it for 4 days in May. I put in 257 stitches. It's at 12.85%, and it has 1,743 stitches left. Next I have Mucha inspired Pocahontas, which looks like this. I'm using Maldivian Dreams by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And I used this for temperature stitching as well. This is 321 high by 195 wide. It has 62,595 stitches total. I worked on it for 3 days in May, and I put in 200 stitches. So now it has 4,347 stitches total. Well, in it. It has 6,000. It's at 6.94%, and it has 58,248 stitches left. Next is Courage. This is a pattern designed by me. I'm using Cafe Misto by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. And it fits on the top half. This is 47 high by 104 wide. It has 4,888 stitches total. I worked on it for 2 days in May and I put in 285 stitches. So now it has 2,117 stitches in it. It's at 43.31% and it has 2,771 stitches left. Next I have Kessel Homecoming Club. This is by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This was a whip go chart. So I'm doing it on Eucalyptus Showers by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. My whip go goal was to work on it for 5 days, which I did. So I finished my whip go goal. So I worked on it May 11th, 16th, 20th, 21st, and 28th. So this pattern is 144 high by 192 wide. It's 27,648 stitches total. I worked on it for 5 days in May. I put in 728 stitches. It's at 8,393 stitches and it has 30.36% done and it has 19,255 stitches left. Next I have my Savior's Words by Imaginating. This is designed by Connie Abel. I'm doing it on Memories in the Rain by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. This is 138 high by 179 wide. It has 24,702 stitches total. I worked on it for 1 day in May and I put in 317 stitches. So it has 5,897 stitches in it right now. It's at 23.87% and it has 18,805 stitches left. This next one is out of the Just Cross Stitch Christmas Edition 2024 and it's called 'Tis the Season. And it looks like this. And it's, I was gonna say who it's by, but I don't have that on the where I thought it was. Designed by Tracy Richards of Wrought Iron Stitching. So I had a post-it note here with some information about 'Tis the Season, and I thought I had written the designer on it, and I had not. So this was a Stitch Mania start. I'm doing it on Peach of My Heart by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And this pattern is 90 high by 75 wide. It is 6,750 stitches total. It started on May 13th, 2025. I worked on it for 1 day and I put in 349 stitches. So it's at 5.17% done and it's got 6,401 stitches left. This next pattern is Super Secret Boy Band. This is by Circus Stitches on Etsy. I'm using Chocolate by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. This is 100 wide by 100 high. It's got 5,395 stitches left, or total. I worked on it for 1 day in May. I put in 180 stitches. So it has 3,456 stitches in it right now. It's at 64.06% and it has 1,939 stitches left. This next pattern is out of the World of Cross Stitching magazine. And it's this right here, this dress and purse is what I called it. It's by Shannon Christine. I'm doing it on Midnight Splendor by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. I have 2 other projects on there, but this one is 40 high by 40 wide. It's 1,600 stitches total. I started it on May 14th, 2025. I worked on it for 1 day in May and I put in 50 stitches. So now it has 3.13% done and it has 1,550 stitches left. So I worked on this yesterday as well, which is why it might look like it has more than 50 stitches in it. But I'm showing you May's stuff, so that's what I'm telling you about. This next pattern is out of the Just Cross Stitch Christmas 2024 edition. It's called Hello Snow, and it looks like that. It's by Jennifer J. Redmond. I'm using Garden of Dream by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. This is what I have. It's 63 high by 63 wide. It has 3,969 stitches total. I started it on May 14th, 2025. I worked on it for 3 days. I put in 200 stitches, so now it has 5.04% done and it's 3,769 stitches left. This was Farm Fresh. This is by Dimensions. It's a kit, and this is what I have. This is 84 high by 84 wide. It's 7,056 stitches total. I worked on it for 1 day in May. I put in 165 stitches. It's at 1,211 stitches. It's at 17.16% and it has 5,845 stitches left. And I'm doing it on the Kit Ada. This one is Farm Stand by Designworks. And they call it Route 66, but it's also called... They have like another one that's like Route 66 too, but it's like a diner or something, so I just call it Farm Stand. I'm using Secret Garden by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And I'm using this for temperature chart stitching, and this happens to be what I'm using this week, so it has some stitching from May and some stitching from June that I haven't talked about, so I'm just going to tell you this stuff for May. I'm trying to figure out how to fold this. This is 196 high by 308 wide. It has 60,368 stitches total. I worked on it for 10 days in May. I put in 900 stitches in May. It has 1,019 stitches in it right now. It's at 1.69% and it has 59,349 stitches left. This next one is Christmas in the Kitchen by Sue Hillis. I'm using Summer Soiree by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. This is 122 high by 96 wide. It has 11,712 stitches total. I worked on it for 2 days in May and I put in 231 stitches. So now it has 1,907 stitches left, or no, in it. And it's at 16.28% done and it has 9,805 stitches left. This next one is How to Spot a Supervillain. This is by Pyro Dog Pins, and it's out of the Mr. X Stitch magazine, the Heroes and Villains edition. I'm using Wicked Night by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And I have this. So this is 123 high by 119 wide. It has 14,637 stitches total. I worked on it for one day in May and I put in 390 stitches. It has 1,452 stitches in it. It's at 9.92% and it has 13,185 stitches left. Next I have Summer Sampler. This is by the Cooler Design Studio and it's designed by Sandy Orton. I'm using Ocean Mist by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. This is 224 high by 168 wide. It has 37,632 stitches done in it total. When the pattern's completed, I worked on it for 3 days in May. Nope, 2 days in May. My calculations are not right. Hang on a minute. Okay, so I worked on it for 2 days in May. I put in 410 stitches and it's at 1,457 stitches in it right now. It has 3.87% done and it has 36,175 stitches left. This one is Visit London. This is by Maleshka. It's a kit. I used this for temperature stitching. So I'm doing it on Rose Taupe by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And this is 100 high by 140 wide. It has 14,000 stitches total. I worked on it for 2 days in May. I put in 550 stitches and it's got 2,877 stitches in it right now. It's at 20.55% and it has 11,123 stitches left. Next I have Christmas in London by Mirabilia. I'm using Starburst by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. This is the whole thing. I worked mainly in the top to get to the top of the pattern, which I did. So this is 297 high by 220 wide. It has 65,340 stitches total. I worked on it for 2 days in May. I put in 330 stitches. So it has 1,913 stitches in it right now. It's at 2.93% done and it has 63,427 stitches left. This next pattern is out of the Cross Stitch Crazy magazine. It's a bunch of little icons, kind of like the Father's Day ones that I have with the car, but I charted it into one pattern, so I'll put that in the video here. It's a medieval sampler is what I'm calling it, and the designs are by Fiona Baker. So I'm using Aloe from the Other Side by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. So it's 140 high. By 100 wide. It has 14,000 stitches in it total. I worked on it for 1 day in May. I started it on May 29th because it was a Stitch Mania start. I put in 147 stitches in May it's at 1.05% done, and it has 13,853 stitches left. And then the last thing I worked on in May was CSI by Clouds Factory. And I am using Waiting for You by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. And this is 75 high by 95 wide. It has 7,125 stitches in it. Total, I worked on it for 2 days in May. I put in 223 stitches, so now it has 2,003 stitches in it. It's at 28.11% done, and it has 5,122 stitches left. Okay, that was everything I worked on in May. So, overall statistics for May 2025, I worked on 29 projects. 19 of them were whips, 10 of them were new starts. I finished 3 things, and I FFO'd 4 things. Oh, I suppose I could show you the FFOs, actually. I probably should. Okay, I will do that in a minute here. Monthly stitches was 11,484. Okay, so here are the FFOs that I did in May. So I FFO'd the Christmas Advent Calendar by Doreen Jones, day number 10, into an envelope, and that's what I did. And I also did Christmas Advent Calendar day 11. So those are all done. And I made this scrapbook page. If I can get it out of the sheet protector. Alright, fine. The paper, there's paper that comes inside a scrapbook sheet protector, because then you can put another project behind it and you won't, like, I don't know why. I think it's so that you don't see the other side. I don't know, whatever. But there's a white sheet of paper that comes in the sheet protector. That's really all I was trying to say. Anyway, this is my scrapbook page. This is something that I stitched in 2020. And this one I finished this year at some point, or last year. I don't know. I got around to FFOing them, that's all that matters, and this is what I did. So, scrapbook page. So, those are my FFOs. So, I think that's all. Yeah, because I got everything now. So, thank you, everybody, for liking, watching, subscribing, and commenting, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.